Okie dokie. It's another post-game show from the Highbury squad live. Buckle up. Boys and girls, welcome to another edition of the Highbury squad with my podcast sister here, PG.
I'm just trying to log on to YouTube. There we go. I'm done.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Super Kev is in Spain working, as we know. So he is not here, but I can imagine that he would have plenty to say about this match, Amanda, especially as KC was so hot on Thomas Partey starting. I'm trying to get a few of I'm used to kind of being at the game, so I get the post-match stats and stuff like that. And they're coming through thick and fast right now, and I'll have those as you're kind of giving your initial feedback and thoughts. KC wanted Partey to start. He didn't. I get Arteta saying that he needs to settle in and that there's things he needs to learn and get to acclimatize with the squad. I'm just going to let you start with team selection and also Willian in that kind of hole, that creative role that really didn't work today at all. It seemed to work more organically when we played Fulham, where he wasn't officially kind of plugged into that hole. But I thought it was rancid today. And if it was Unai Emery, everybody would be ready with their darts. Go. I'm going to stay silent for a minute.
I don't think it was rancid. I'm trying to be a little bit positive here. And I just literally tweeted before I run upstairs to turn the pod on and said that normal times would have lost that 2-3, 4-0. I actually put 8-0.
Tired of that. I'm so tired.
No, I know, but we have to. It's not going to go from 0 to 100. It's going to be gradual. So
Emery finished in a better league position than Arteta. He got us to Europa League final, which we lost. And granted, we didn't. But I
thought
negative
you were going
football,
to stay silent because you want to rant, and I'll ask you a question in a minute. So I'm just trying to look at the positives. Okay, there aren't many. I will give you that, but there are. You and I were messaging through it, and you were saying it's rancid. It was terrible. Hi, Jackie, by the way. That's exactly what I think. It was kind of meh. I do agree with Diggy Sig. It was just meh. It was a bit dull from us. I mean, we need to and we should dissect each player because I really, really don't know what's happened with Aubameyang. I have to have him playing central. I know what you're saying about the left and how many goals he did score, but he's not scoring, and we need him to be down central.
I agree.
With regards to Thomas Partey, I'm not surprised. I'm upset he didn't play. Obviously, we all wanted him to see him play, but I'm not surprised. One training session, he's had a day and a half. As Arteta said at the beginning, we have to give him time. He put him on for 12 minutes or 13 minutes, whatever it was. And I think that was just to bring him on. I don't know why. Because
I know. Sorry, you're distracted by some of the
I understand because I'm not saying we played superb, but I'm just trying to, if you look at Tierney and Saka and the way they played, it was amazing.
The only two worth mentioning.
Yeah, I love watching them play. I thought Pepe, unfortunately, was non-existent. I don't really understand what Bellerin or actually David Luiz were doing for their goal. The pass from Mahrez was just beautiful to Aguero. I don't believe City were phenomenal tonight, but they weren't bad. I have to be honest, they weren't bad.
They were there for the taking, Amanda.
I was just about to say that. They were there for the taking. I'm just trying to think on the positive side. We should have had a penalty.
Let me ask you this. Forget the penalty. Forget the decisions. Because every team has to overcome those. We had two superb chances, and I'm not going to kill Saka because he was the light at the end of the tunnel today. The kid was amazing, right?
Yeah.
But that one-on-one with Edison, you've got to finish that. You can't make it feel like a worldie save when it was a moment to have a great...
He is a great goalkeeper, and he had a good game, and he was saving everything.
We made it easy for him. We made it easier for him.
Okay. I find it very hard to criticise Saka, and especially in front of goal. You know what was worrying? That he was our bloody attack, if you know what I mean. Where were the rest? I don't know what's
Can I ask you a question, Pete? Because you're always super, super honest, right?
Yeah.
Now, you know me and my love for Arteta. It goes beyond just him being a manager. It's a human being, because I've seen him at that level. My brother from another mother, my cousin, his kids went to school with Arteta's kids. I know Arteta and the human being that he is. This is not a dig at Arteta, but at the end of the day, we are playing not George Graham ball. We're not playing Arsene Wenger in put up the Great Wall of Arsenal wall. We're playing, I hope we don't lose ball, and we find one chance to get a point or a win ball, because I don't trust hardly anyone in this team. It's really glaring to me, because I hear what you're saying about Oba being on the flanks, but he got most of his goals playing there last season. I don't understand the disrespect towards Laka, even though I enjoyed Willian in that role against Fulham, but it was more organic than planned, right? The way,
but it was Fulham. It's not
interchangeable, and it was exactly. So I guess my question to you is: at what point does he trust this team that he's inherited and kind of infuse some of his own stuff into? And I'm sorry, but Frank Lampard has been under fire. He threw Timo Werner, he threw Kai Havertz into that Chelsea team from day one. Why are you not playing Thomas Partey?
Because you don't know if he is 100% match fit, okay? And as much as we're desperate to see him, that doesn't excuse our front three today. Aubameyang gave nothing. Willian gave nothing. Pepe wasn't really in the game. That doesn't excuse the fact that Partey may not have been ready. Okay, that's a separate issue. We will see Partey.
Did he not play for his country like everybody else in the last week?
I don't know, because I don't watch any of the interdoles. You know how I feel about that. I take no notice of it. I just know that we missed Arsenal. But if I'm honest, and I have to be honest about this, we haven't played well for a while, okay? We've been winning games, playing a little bit badly. So it was very meek and very mild. It wasn't a shit show, as you were saying. That's what I feel. Look, for a start, they could have had a penalty, because I thought what Gabriel did and pushed, I don't know what City player it was, but he looked for him in the box and pushed him over, and to me, that's a penalty. But we should have had a penalty. And the fact of that, I know what you're saying, no excuses. It would have changed the game. The fact that I don't remember us ever losing 1-0 at City, that's my point. We're improving slowly.
They weren't even that great, Amanda.
No, they weren't. And I agree with you. They weren't that great, but they were very good. Unfortunately, people don't need to be great to beat us, and we just know what's going to happen. United will probably lose as they're kicking off soon. They'll be so awful, and our next match is against United, and they'll just turn into Barcelona. It just doesn't work for us that whenever we play teams that are not great, we just can't do anything. I thought our press was good. You know, Carl and I were arguing about this. He thought we were really good for the first 20 minutes. I don't think we were that good. I thought we were okay. But there needs to be something. We're not going through a good bit at the moment, if I'm honest. We're not playing brilliant. We're not.
Do you remember the show that we recorded just a few days ago with Super Kev? And Super Kev would love to be here, but he's on assignment in Barcelona this evening. So sends his good wishes to everybody. Amanda, we talked about how, yes, maybe we haven't been good, but there have been improvements in certain areas. Today was rancid. I know when you think about how Holding was injured in the pre-warm-up, and everyone panicked about David Luiz coming in.
He nearly scored an own goal.
And And he had one of those games, didn't he? If we're being honest, it wasn't great. And then when you and I were going back on and forth on WhatsApp, in that we love Hector. We love Hector, the human being. We love Hector, the player that has done so much for this team over the years and has come up trumps in moments. But he's not the same Hector. Maitland-Niles needs to be in. And I've eaten humble pie on Maitland-Niles, right? And I ate it. And since I've just been saying he's the player that we need to be more responsible. And he and Pepe, I don't know what Arteta saw, but when Maitland-Niles plays in that role with Pepe on the flank, it's much more effective because Pepe feels like he has a little bit more of that protectiveness, right? Pepe was rancid today. He's almost like a super sub right now.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I can't disagree. I just don't think it was rancid. I'm the next bit up. I've seen us play far worse than that. It was a shame because they were there for the taking, which we should have taken it, but we didn't. And is he going to learn from this? I hope so. Because at the end of the day, we've got to look at the fact of what we were left with. And when we have to give Arteta time, he has to have time. Lampard needs time.
Why wasn't Partey starting today? What was so bad about him and preparation that he couldn't play in that midfield over Xhaka or Ceballos?
We don't know.
Sorry. No, he was on duty with his international team.
Maybe he was carrying a knock.
You know what?
No.
You know what? Luis had to come in for holding and he was ready to do that. You do not sign a player like that and let down fans by not playing him against Manchester City.
Can I just say something?
By Arteta.
Do you think that Arteta has done this on purpose? He has not played Partey for what reason? There has to be a reason. Arteta wants to win. It's a bit silly to say that.
No, he didn't want to win. He was trying not to lose. That's the point of this whole game. He played away.
If you can't win,
lose,
then it's best not to lose, isn't it? Is the famous saying. But look, I'm not happy like you. I'm not as raving mad as you. I think you and Kev thought we were going to win, and I said 2-2. I didn't feel like that. There's my dad. Say hello to Kelvin Lewis, everybody.
You. Let me just have a moment with your dad. Mr. Lewis, the man I respect the most out of the Lewis clan.
He's never been on this before, ever.
I love that he's here, but he's right. You know.
Oh, yeah, he's been right. Actually, he thought we were going to win, which is odd because, as I said, he's quite negative.
No, but hold on. We could have. I honestly think that we could have won this game if Maitland-Niles was playing at right back.
Do you think we deserve to win this game?
No. No. Not the way we played this game with this
to win this game.
No. I'm saying something different. We could have won this game.
Who would you have played differently?
I think Arteta got it a little bit wrong. I would have thrown Partey into the frying pan. We spent all that money on him. It has been a frenzy. Don't you now tell me that kid is not ready to play this game after everyone's been traveling on international duty. He's playing Willian out of position. Don't tell me Partey isn't ready to play this game. I'm sorry, Amanda.
Obviously,
Arteta got it wrong today. Let's just be honest.
So let me finish. Aguero came back and he took him off halfway through or whatever it was. He knows his own players.
Tierney had COVID and he played.
He did not have COVID. He did not have COVID.
He was around players who had COVID.
He never had COVID, otherwise he wouldn't be playing. He was tested, he was fine. If he had had COVID, he wouldn't have been playing, so you know that. What I'm trying to say is this. If he wasn't game ready, as Jose Jimenez said, if he wasn't, then you cannot throw him in. So for me, Arteta must know what he's doing. I'm sorry, that's how I see it. If he's carrying a knock, we don't know. We don't know if he's 90-minute match fit to play at City. We'll just let's go off the party bit.
No,
the rest of the team should have beaten Man City. Forget
they weren't good enough. Well, Partey's supposed to be the player to make a difference. And now we expect the team we had to go beat City when we've all been lauding for the last 2 weeks about how it's Thomas Partey time. It doesn't work both ways.
If the team aren't good enough, then bringing Partey in is not going to make any difference, is it? They are good enough. It is. They just didn't play well. That's it.
They haven't played well for a long time unless they're playing in the cup.
No, I said we haven't played well and our matches haven't been phenomenal and outstanding, but let's just have some patience. That's all I'm saying. We've lost 2 games. Okay, that's that. This time last year.
Okay, Amanda, stop. 1 second, babe. This is the point. All right. We killed Emery. We killed Freddie when he came in. Freddie actually got a pass because he was Freddie. But you just made the point. We've only lost 2 games, but who have we lost those games to? The same teams we've not beat in 27 matches. And you sign a player on deadline day that sends the nation of Arsenal fandom euphorically to another stratosphere. And you leave it to 4 minutes. I'm with you. If he's not ready to start, fine. But you leave him to play 4 minutes when we're losing against an average Manchester City team.
I've said what I've got to say. That is truly what I believe. Okay, that's that. I'm sorry. You don't know if he's carrying anything. You don't know if he's
like what, corona? Like, what do you mean he's carrying anything?
A knock. You don't know. Oh, it's so frustrating. I'm trying to explain, yeah? You don't know. That's all I'm saying. Let's not focus on Partey. Do you honestly think he didn't want to play him for the whole game? He did say, we need patience. He said that, didn't he? He said that.
Hello, right here, Collins, Mutumba. Ruben Diaz gets thrown into the game by Man City just after signing for them. Werner did. Havertz did.
Okay? Maybe, right.
I'm sorry, but there's certain signings that you just throw in. And I just don't understand how don't start with him, but start him in the second half or start him with half hour to go. Don't bring him on with 4 minutes. Yeah, it's insulting.
It wasn't 4, it was 12 or 13. But I understand that. It is a bit late and we all wanted to see him. I think we're upset because we wanted to see him even 20, 25 minutes. I thought he was going to come on for 20, 25 minutes. I think it would have been better if he wouldn't have brought him on at all instead of 12 minutes. I do agree with what Cash Chuck has just said. And I agree with Mr. Stark, obviously. Not that I often do. But I think you just have to just give him time.
All right, let me ask you this. What about playing Willian in that role, that creative? See, to me, I think he could have avoided all of that if he had started Partey. Start Partey, and if he doesn't have a great game, sub him. Everyone's going to be forgiving.
Yeah, I understand that, but start Lacazette. Really, I don't know
exactly why is he
not?
And I think I agree with you to a point about Aubameyang playing centrally. I think that is obviously a best position for a goal-scoring machine like him. But let's not all forget how many goals he scored from playing on the flank last season. You know, it's like if people can't see and be honest that he's not been in great form since signing his new contract, then I don't know what to say to you. Do you? Okay. Go on.
He hasn't been in great form, and I can't say he has. Lacazette's been in better form, so I'm getting really hot sitting here because my heating.
Of course you are.
So I've gone all red-cheeked. So I don't know. Sometimes when a player, you remember Theo Walcott signed the contract and he was useless after. I'm just hoping that Aubameyang's gone for a little bit of a dry spell. And he's set up some goals, but I think he's only got 1 goal at the moment, that it'll come good. So I'm all right. I know it sounds odd, but losing 1-0 to City is not usual. And as I said on the pod the other night, the last time we won was the first time I'd ever been to the Etihad and we won. I couldn't believe it. Every City fan I met that day, because, you know, we sat in the box and everything, was saying, oh, we're just going to walk over you. So it was a really exciting match that day. If we'd have set up like that, they were there for the taking, I agree. I am disappointed, but I'm not that. It's weird. I feel like we've drawn in a funny way because it's only 1-0. I feel like,
we couldn't even take our chances when they came. That's the difference.
But we didn't have that many
Okay, so
chances.
you're still here and I'm here now.
Yeah.
I'm here. Like, Arteta's been in charge since December. We've won an FA Cup. We beat Liverpool in the Community Shield. Now I'm here. Now is the time to start competing or getting some type of a result against these top 6 teams.
But
it is unacceptable now to be this average and have no creativity and no plan for scoring goals. And I am not talking about Ozil because he's not good enough to be in this team. And I talked about Willian and Xhaka maybe being interchangeable in that number 10 role. Ceballos today had too much responsibility defensively because why? Because Thomas Partey wasn't starting. So today is the first day, yes, that I'm criticizing Mikel Arteta for effing this up.
Okay,
he's the reason we lost today.
You're ranting like I did the other day about PPV. So what you need to understand is this, yeah? I don't agree with you. I think Ozil's better than Willian. We're not going to see him. I actually thought we might actually see him for a game in Europa. We're not. God knows what's gone on there, but it is what it is, and we shouldn't even discuss that. But I don't know why Willian was in that role. I didn't think Willian was going to be used as much as this. I felt confident. The defence weren't too bad, if I'm honest, but the ball came from Mahrez. Where was the midfield? Where were they? I'm never keen on Xhaka and Ceballos. I'm just not. I'm more keen on Ceballos, if I'm honest, but that's my personal opinion. I just don't feel that upset. I suppose because I didn't expect us to win. I thought a draw would be a great result. We just didn't do much. It was meh. It was grey. It was dull. It wasn't awful. We weren't shocking.
He's trying to be too clever like Pep. He's trying to be too clever like Pep.
Well,
we whiffs of Pep. And Tim Stillman said it really well with the Willian, playing Willian in the position he did today. I think when it happens organically in games and it's interchangeable, that is a completely different situation. But right now, when a 19-year-old is your best player, when you've spent reinforcing an Aubameyang contract, paying Partey, it's just unfortunate. And then Pepe, again, if Kevin was here, I'd say the same thing. To me, he's a super sub right now. Leave him on the bench, let him earn it a little bit more. He threw him into this game against City, whereas if he's going to throw Pepe into this game against City, why not throw Partey, who's been managed under Simeone, the hardest arse in Europe for the last 5 years? Just stop the enabling of Arteta right now. I'm not criticizing him to the point where it's like Arteta out. No, but we need to start looking at what he's doing and how he's setting the team up. And tactically, he is making mistakes.
Do you remember the times when Wenger used to get lambasted for the team and then no one actually, well, not no one. Yeah, I was with Melvin. I was a bit disappointed about that. But you've got to look at the 11 players you've picked as well. He's put them over the white line. Once they go, it's down to them. Of course, it's down to him to change after half time or at 60 minutes, 70 minutes. He brought on Eddie too late. I am disappointed, but I'm just not devastated. All I'll say is that we're just a little bit in a bad patch at the moment and we've got to ride it through. He's got to change it and I'm sure he will.
Answer that question.
What one?
Yes, one on screen. Answer it now.
Players? Right. Tierney, Saka, Ceballos was brave. Gabriel was brave to do what he did. I'm not sure.
Aren't we tired of giving them these little cute little accolades kids get in school? Oh, you were so brave. Well done. Oh, here's a pat on the back.
Okay, everybody. I apologise for her behaviour today.
Why?
Okay?
Why? Because I'm being honest.
She's right. No, because I think you're just being a little bit too over the top and dramatic. Okay?
Why? So when you guys ran, it's not over the top and dramatic.
When we're away to the second best team in the country and we lose 1-0 and we don't play that well, there is an improvement. Of course, people are not going to understand completely what I'm trying to say, but I think you should. I just don't judge it on these games. Not at the moment. When Wenger left and when Emery left, there was a shit show, an absolute shit show. We need to give him time. Your argument is he signed Partey and he should bring him in the next day. Basically, he's only been this week, hasn't it? That's not my argument. He needs to start playing next week if he's fit. Absolutely. But today, I didn't understand the 12 minutes, if I'm honest. He shouldn't have brought him on at all. 20 minutes or 12, 20 minutes or nothing in my head. I'm not happy, but I'm just not devastated, I'm afraid. Sorry.
I guess if this was against Southampton or, I don't know, Burnley or someone like that, I'd agree with you. But this was a game, and let's not all be in denial that a lot of Arsenal fans thought we could get something out of. Number one, because of the fact that Kevin De Bruyne wasn't even playing. Number two, Manchester City have been regressing. They have a bit of a new personnel in defense as well. And Aguero was just coming back, right? Sterling, their most informed player right now. But I do think that a lot of Arsenal fans felt like we could get something out of this game. So forgive me for expecting a little bit more at this point when we've been lauding Arteta. We've been lauding him for beating City again in the FA Cup, beating Chelsea again in the FA Cup, beating Liverpool in the Community Shield. But here we are in the Premier League where it counts the most. And once again, we have failed epically.
So can I ask you a question then? Do you think your expectations at the moment are too high?
Absolutely not. Why would they be? We've won the FA Cup. We've beaten City. We've beaten Chelsea. We also beat Man United in Project Restart. We beat Liverpool in the league and we beat them in the Community Shield. Why should my expectations as an Arsenal fan with the so-called new Messiah be overly projected? Why? We signed Thomas Partey. We signed Gabriel. We re-signed Oba. We re-signed Saka. I'm sorry, but why should my expectations be too much for a game when we are supposed to be performing now against these teams?
At Project Restart, our momentum was going through the roof. Liverpool were on the beach. I can excuse that game, yeah? Chelsea, we beat fair and square. That was just brilliant. But we've just got to... I just think we've got to give it time. That's all. My expectations aren't high. I think that's why I'm not disappointed.
What about what Abiodun's saying? You said that Edison was having a worldie. No, Oba and Saka missed chances.
Well, we had, as he said, we had two chances. One was from Aubameyang that wasn't offside, but he didn't take it anyway. And Saka should have scored. I'm not saying he shouldn't have scored, but Edison did well. So you can look at that either way, can't you? And also, is Saka our main striker? Can you not? I mean, if you want anyone in front of goal, it'd be Aubameyang, Pepe, Lacazette. You wouldn't think of Saka. I thought he did brilliant. That bit of football was absolutely brilliant. I'm just trying to feel a bit more positive tonight. I just don't feel as depressed. I'm sorry,
look at Paramo's comment. We got this for another 2 or 3 minutes here, guys. Get all your comments in. Amanda and I have differing opinions on what happened today. I actually think that we are now in a position, and you guys are coming through with your comments thick and fast, but I actually feel that after I just said it, all of those positive performances and those wins, it's the Premier League where it counts. And strap your seatbelts on, Amanda. What do they call it? Put it on.
Strap your seatbelt on.
Whatever it is you want to do, because, it may get better, but this was the game to make a statement and we missed the boat. We've had shows previously for the last week where we've talked about this would be an amazing statement to make, to get a result against City when they're hurting, when they're on the ground. And the fact that Kevin De Bruyne wasn't playing and we still didn't put Partey into that midfield for at least 25 minutes to see what he could do, to try something different. Don't give me your, Pep lost the Champions League because of his ego. I don't want a manager who has an ego, square pegs, round holes. Please stop. Play the team to their strengths, in their best positions to win. This malarkey's got to stop. Honestly. I'm so over.
I'm sorry. I don't need to be on the show. We could just have Sophie on this show today. She's just going to rant. Yes, Abby O'Dunn. Willian did not work as a false nine. That is something I've said straight away. I like Willian, but I don't. I thought he was going to be a bit part player, not every week. Yeah, I know.
Leicester beat how? Okay, just
maybe we're just not
answer
as
me this
good
question.
as everyone thinks we are.
What was the score, Leicester v City? Answer me that.
Was it 5-2? Excuse me. Ooh, I can't remember.
7-2? No, that was
Liverpool. That was Liverpool.
Oh, sorry. And let's add that one. Liverpool score with Villa. And then our scores with City and Liverpool.
And I don't think Aston Villa and Leicester, have they lost a game? I can't remember.
It doesn't matter. We're so much.
I'm just chatting.
Okay.
I wonder what Kev would say if he was here. I really wonder where he would be with this, if he would be ranting like you or less disappointed like me. I can't call it, to be honest. But look, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I can see all the I can see all the comments coming in, and it's great that you're all with us. I don't think we bottled it, Melvin.
In jail? Do I look like I'm in jail, dude? I don't think we're on behind me.
Melvin, in answer to your question, I don't think we bottled it. I just don't think we were good enough. That was that. Yeah. Right. See, that's my James for you.
Okay. Well, look, Amanda.
Sophie. I have to go. Yeah.
I know. You've got a quiz night. Amanda's got a quiz night. Let's pop quiz. Will there be a question about Arteta? I don't think so. Okay. I really don't. Give me your summary in 50 seconds, because you've been way too polite and you're not usually this polite. The roles are usually reversed. You went on a soapbox rant about ticket prices the other day. Imagine paying $14.95 to watch this bag of shit.
Well, I wouldn't anyway. So, no, right. So I think my expectations were lower than yours, and I think that's why I'm not that disappointed. I didn't think we'd win. I just thought we'd have a chance for 2-2 draw. That's what I sort of predicted. I'm not disappointed because I think it's just a work in progress. That's what I've been trying to say. I agree with the comments. We do need to be doing more. He does need to play the players in the right positions, but we are not party. Oh, we are not party to what goes on. We don't know who's carrying knocks, who's got injury. We don't know anything. Remember that. Do not tell me Arteta puts that 11 out to not win. Of course he doesn't. He puts it out to win. It's going to take him time. At City, he had the most superb players to train with. I mean, look at Raheem Sterling today. Phenomenal player. I mean, I've always had big respect for him anyway. He's just got better and better and better, and Arteta was there. It's going to take time, people.
How much time? Because our next game,
he's not even been in the job a year.
Man United, Leeds, and Aston Villa.
Well, let's take one game at a chance, because I think we've got Dundalk on Thursday, haven't we? Or is that the week after? I think it's this Thursday in the Europa League. Yeah, well, that's the next game. United will be interesting because, as I was saying, that they'll just play like Barcelona that night. She is on fire, Jackie. She is. Normally it's me, so I'm going to let her rant as well. But
that's it.
I'm sorry, I'm just not that disappointed because I didn't expect us to win. And I was quite shocked it was only 1-0. They weren't brilliant. They weren't, and they were there for the taking, and it is a bit frustrating. But yeah, that's exactly what I said. 18-year-old boy. The rest of them need to look at themselves tonight, I think. Pepe, Aubameyang, not Lacazette, but I think they need to look at themselves.
I mean, they should a little bit, no? I mean, you know, and honestly, the way in which we conceded the goal, we haven't even talked about that, but there was exposure. There was Bellerin and David Luiz.
So we agree, wouldn't we, that we'd swap Ainsley, Maitland-Niles for Bellerin, yeah?
100%. All day
in agreement with that. Yeah, 100%. I agree with that.
I think...
Can you see how good... let's just finish on a positive. How flipping good Tierney is. Oh, my God. He is just... Him and Saka, I just love to pieces. And let's hope Partey becomes like that for us, because it will be the missing link. It will be.
Hello.
I don't agree with that, I'm afraid. So you
really?
Don't know he's
Think about how many players went and played internationally, just signed and came back. I mean, seriously, it is.
We're not Partey to what he's brought back, as in strength, fatigue, anything.
Frank, I'm the one that's been saying we weren't good enough today. Amanda has not been saying that. What is wrong with you, dude?
Well, we wasn't good enough, but I'm not ranting like you. It's City away. That's it. I mean, there was 2 errors on the goal, and sorry, I'm just not. And if I wanted to rant.
Listen, I see it differently. I think that this was the kind of game where we should have stepped up. We should have made a statement. We shouldn't have lost. We should have got some type of result. We didn't. And I think that Arteta plugged some square pegs in round holes and got it wrong. And I love Arteta. I'm all about the Arteta chapter in the Arsenal history book. I am ready and I'm here for it. When you have a player like Thomas Partey and you only bring him on with 10 to 12 minutes to play, not good enough for me. Give him time to try and affect the game and see what he's like against someone like City, even if you don't think that he's ready to go. Because I'm sorry, was David Luiz ready to go? No. Was Aubameyang, who since he signed that thing has done nothing, to be quite honest with you.
Well, I agree with you, yeah.
Right?
I agree with you, but I still want him down the middle.
Another lackluster performance. I would have had Maitland-Niles. I would have integrated Saka a little bit differently in that formation. Willian long term is not going to be that player that you want to put in that position. I just think that we've just started. We've lost the opportunity to gain a point. It's super tight up front. Liverpool drew, Chelsea drew, Tottenham play tomorrow. I mean, this was a game where we should have taken a point. And if anybody disagrees with that, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. We should have played better. And Arteta got it wrong today. And the players did not perform. Coming off international break, we're never that great. But this was really horrid. It was horrible. There was nothing positive about this other than Tierney and Saka. The rest can go take a bath.
And breathe. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, and I agree, Abby, we will be okay. It's going to take time. We just need patience. In 6 months' time, if we're still in this position, I'll be ranting like you. Let's just see what happens. It's very different times as well now, isn't it? Maybe having our fans there might have helped for a change, but you just don't know, do you? I'm just not as disappointed, I'm afraid.
Listen, let me just pray for you that you don't have any quiz questions related to Arsenal.
I normally get them wrong anyway. I get the other teams right more than Arsenal.
Are you in a team with Carl?
Yes.
Well, then you're fine. Who's the best at pop culture or general knowledge and geography? Like,
who's the best at answering questions? Carl, without any shadow of a doubt. But I tell you what always happens, shall I? I get the most weirdest question right that no one can get. And it's nothing to do with sport. It could be anything. And I just get it. And I'm so shocked.
How long is the average giraffe neck or something stupid like that?
Really and I go, oh, it's that. It's just too funny because I'm not great at quizzes, but I get like 1 round every question I get. And I go, oh, it's that. But I might avoid.
Can I just summarize in 10 seconds? It's not me having a rant about Arsenal and Arteta and the team. It's about me having a rant that at some point we've got to start performing better against these so-called top 6 sides. And I'm pretty sure that my podcast bro will agree with me, Super Kev, and we will have him back on Monday to talk about his feelings about this game. That's it. I'm not ranting on Arteta or the players. I am in this game against this particular team that were there for the taking and we missed the opportunity. At some point, you've got to start beating these teams away from home and we are still unable to do that.
Okay. Say toot. And very well said, I will say. I do believe in some of the points. I'm just not as disappointed. Of course, we should have won. We should have played better. There's no doubt. They were there for the taking. We didn't. And we have to move on. But yes, it would be nice for us to beat the top 6 sometime, wouldn't it?
I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to get on the motorcycle and go to the beach.
You do that. And I'm not going to the beach. Right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. As Sophie said, Kevin's Soph will probably be back on Monday. And we've got shows and things going on all week. And we're going to do a little segment called Ask Mand. It's all down to Sophie, this. So you can blame her if God knows what's going to be said. But yeah, we're doing little things on the Hybrid Squad. And we'd love to know what you would like to see in here as well. And thank you so much for joining us. It's brilliant. And I think that's it, Soph, unless you've got anything you want to keep putting
the guys keep speaking, so I just want to make sure I get all their comments in before we go. But you're free to sign off now, babe.
Okay. I will do my normal. Always Arsenal. Bye, everyone.